President Bush today praised the Palin choice. Senators Obama and Governor Palin speaking by phone. Senator Obama saying he wished her luck, but not too much luck. Then later today, he had this to say.
You know, I haven't met her before. She seems like a compelling person. Obviously, a terrific story, personal story, and you know, I'm sure that she will help make the case for the Republicans. Unfortunately, the case is more of the same.
Digging deeper now with CNN senior political analyst David Gergen, CNN's John King, also CNN political contributor and GOP strategist Alex Castellanos, and Paul Begala, former Clinton advisor and CNN contributor. All right, David, in an interview with Time.com, Palin said, and I quote, "I don't have 30 years of political experience under my belt, but that's a good thing. I've never been part of a good old boys club." You say this is a big gamble by McCain. How so?
The biggest single gamble in modern political history, Anderson. On one hand, she's firing up the evangelicals and many of the social conservatives because of her pro-life, pro-gun sort of viewed lifetime NRA. She's also very popular in Alaska. I know at least one Democratic governor of a major swing state has been telling people privately today that he thinks she'll do very well among blue-collar voters, and she reinforces John McCain's reputation as a maverick. But then on the other side, there is a view, listen, the central argument, as you well know, of the McCain campaign has been it is imprudent, in fact, is reckless to put the commander-in-chief role in the hands of someone with little experience like Barack Obama. And here a 72-year-old candidate, John McCain, who has had bouts with cancer, is asking someone to be at a heartbeat away, sitting here next to him there in the White House, who has no experience in international issues, no experience in national security issues. There are Democrats who believe that is reckless, and they plan to make that argument in the days ahead. She's made an open appeal to Hillary Clinton's disaffected voters. I'm not sure how many there are after this Democratic convention, but I can tell you that there may be some who will come over. But the CNN blog sites today are full of women writing in saying that if that's the appeal here, they find that insulting. That is not what they represent. They're just not going to be taken in by just any woman. They thought it was going to be a qualified woman with someone closer to their views.
Alex Castellanos, Democrats made the same argument, though, about Dan Quayle. It didn't do him much good back then.
No, and I hate to take exception with Mr. Gergen there, but I think he's got this issue just exactly backwards. How can Democrats claim that Governor Palin isn't qualified, that she shouldn't vote for her because she does not have the experience to be vice president, and then turn right around and say vote for Barack Obama, though he has even less? He's not a heartbeat away from the presidency. His heartbeat would be the president's. He just has no experience at all. Look, the only candidate in this race who's actually, for example, run a $5.5 billion state budget, who's actually run an education system, who's actually run a law enforcement system, who's delivered health care, a 32nd largest budget in the country, bigger than a lot of countries. You better get to know this woman and give her a chance. She is tough, strong. I think America is going to be pleased with what it sees.
Paul Begala, what about that? Barack Obama hasn't had executive experience in the same way that this governor of a state has, though she's only been there for, I think, less than 2 years, or 2 years about.
Right, and so we defer to what James Surowiecki calls the wisdom of crowds. It's called democracy. 18 million people, Americans all, decided that Barack Obama had enough experience. That's how we resolve these things in a democracy. So I wasn't one of those 18 million, but I defer to that choice in a democracy. This is the choice of one man. One man who met her apparently one time. It is irresponsible. It may work politically. I honestly want to pull out of the sort of game schema that we're generally in, and I'm a political strategist, but like David, I was a senior White House advisor. And I'm thinking now, actually, as a citizen, as a former White House staffer, this is reckless. It's irresponsible. He's 72 years old, and he has had cancer 4 times, and he wants a woman he's met once to be a heartbeat away from the presidency. It's reckless.
Paul, if that's irresponsible, what can you say about putting up Barack Obama as your candidate who
Alex,
has never...
It's called democracy.
Paul, no, well, then give democracy a chance to work in November,
Paul. But we don't get a chance to vote for the vice president
independently,
Alex. No, I mean, no, we don't.
You get a chance to vote for the ticket, absolutely do. And look, is it irresponsible to put up a guy who is a community organizer, who is a state senator who voted president, who's never actually had any foreign policy experience at all?
I'm trying to
Paul,
act,
Paul, I want you to answer that,
like,
and then I want to go to John King.
I'm trying to act like this is on the level, okay? I'm trying to act like an American citizen first. As a Democrat,
Likewise.
I think this is crazy, and I think it makes McCain look crazy, and my party will prosper. As an American, there's a coin toss chance that this man becomes the president, and then 8 of our 43 presidents have died in office. So as a Democrat, I'm happy with this. As an American who has family in the active duty military, I'm petrified.
John King, is it true that he only met her once, and what do we know about how this all came about?
He had only met her once in person before, then they had a secret meeting at his Sedona ranch, but he has been an admirer of her in part because he believes she is very much like him. Now, Democrats will challenge this assertion, but he believes she has challenged the status quo, that she has drawn a line on state spending, that she stood up to Senator Ted Stevens over that bridge to nowhere. And Anderson, they also think it addresses, and again, this will be decided, John McCain versus Barack Obama, but if you look, especially coming out of the Democratic convention, what are John McCain's 2 biggest weaknesses? His own base is lethargic. Many in the conservative movement, especially social conservatives, but also gun owners, traditional members of the Republican base, don't quite trust John McCain. He votes with them most of the time, but they don't quite trust him. I cannot tell you the overwhelming change of the mood among the conservative, social Republican base, and they believe in the McCain campaign. That is critical because of the intensity gap we have talked so often about, an intensity gap they believe could have grown even more out of Barack Obama's convention. Barack Obama has African-American support. He has signed up hundreds of thousands of new voters, and the McCain campaign came to a calculation. We need our base to turn out, just like Karl Rove used to say they were so important for George W. Bush, to turn out. Plus, their other weakness, the other voting piece still it grabs out there, suburban women over the age of 30, white suburban women in key battleground states, they think this will help. Will it cure everything? Of course not. Presidential races are decided at the top of the ticket, but they needed something dramatic to change the dynamics of this race, and they think this is it.
Dramatic this certainly is.